I can guarantee that you're making at least one of these mistakes that we're gonna cover in today's video. I've been media buying on Facebook and TikTok for 7 years. We're gonna cover some of the biggest mistakes that advertisers don't even know they're making. And then I'll show you exactly what you need to do in order to set your account up for long-term success. Let's get into it. I'll start off with the most controversial take of the entire video. Audiences don't matter. And in fact, if you're using audiences on your Facebook campaigns, you're actually investing in the wrong areas. It doesn't matter if ROAS looks good on the first day or two, because long-term, your ad account and your business is going to suffer. Hot take, I know, but let me explain myself. Interest groups were actually built from a tool Google Ads used around 10 years ago called affinity audiences. But as of today, and really for the past 5 or 6 years, the way the meta algorithm works has changed completely. And now leveraging machine learning and AI technology to advance your ad account is much more impactful than trying to rely on randomly targeting users within interest groups. Inherently, they're a depreciating asset in your ad account, meaning that yes, you might get some good performance in the beginning, but then as time goes on, what happens more often than not is not only are you dealing with potential ad fatigue, but you're also dealing with audience fatigue. It's a constant vicious cycle of trying to crack that next code and get that next winning audience, when in reality, if you had set the test up with broad targeting in the beginning of the whole situation, you wouldn't even be in that problem anyways. So do not use interest groups. The next one that I know you've done in the past to some extent, instead of loading up your campaigns and your ad sets with a ton of different variables, try limiting and simplifying your ad account. You have to think, the machine learning algorithm that is Meta Ads Manager, it wants to keep users on the platform, and it also wants to drive business success by providing you with good results. So how do you maximize that return in that investment scenario? The first thing you need to understand is that the machine learning does better with less variables at its disposal. Meaning, if you have an ad set that houses 20 unique ads, do you think the algorithm is going to have an easier or hard time working with that data compared to an ad set that has 3 of those same creatives, all similar to each other, competing against that big 20 ad set? It's going to be a complete night and day difference in terms of the speed of your execution and performance, as well as the actual results of your execution and performance. General rule of thumb, limit the amount of tests in an ad set to 3 to 5 ads. If you have multiple variations and you want to test more, create another ad set and do it that way. Do not load up an ad set with more than 5 creatives. The only exception to this rule is if you're using an ASC or Advantage Plus campaign, where the only way you can upload more ads is to literally do it. And ASC is uniquely designed for this scenario. Do not do this with your standard ad uploads. Hey, hope you're enjoying the video. If you are and you're interested in learning more about how I run meta ads, get my free course. It's completely free, no strings attached. It's called The Elder Scrolls of Facebook Ads, and it's gonna give you everything you need to know in order to run meta ads effectively using the strategies that I talk about in these videos. Click the link below in the description to get free access. Next, we're gonna talk about cost caps, bid caps, and other bidding strategies to try and tell Meta exactly what you want to pay for an individual customer. Most business owners, when they're running Meta ads, or even agencies, honestly, they think of Meta as a single echo chamber for the business, when in reality, it's all of the other platforms combined that push together to give you a single result of performance. Meta is good at some things, Google is better at others. Same thing with other platforms like TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, etc. All working together to drive one result, which is your marketing efficiency ratio. And so with that in your mind, if you treat Meta like it's designed to be treated, meaning it's really a first interaction type of platform, very similar to TikTok, then you should be prioritizing your media budget strategy based off of that. You should not try to target the highest hanging fruit customers that give you the most possible money at every situation, because you're going to be able to take away all of the incremental value that you would have otherwise received on platforms like Google Ads or email. Instead of trying to load up the attribution on your Facebook ads, take a step back and understand what the Meta platform does as a service for your business, and then put that in the lining order of all of the other channels that you have at your disposal. At the bottom, we have places like Meta and TikTok, where users will usually interact with a brand for the first time. And that means that you should really be targeting for reach and awareness rather than just trying to target directly for sales right now all the time. Now, that doesn't mean that you set up your campaigns with those objectives if you're trying to get purchases and create a good CPA. I'm not suggesting that, but I am suggesting that from a bid strategy perspective, you really should be focusing on creating a good user experience and a good first impression with those users on Meta, because the average touch point that it takes for a user to go from knowing nothing about your business to actually purchasing with you is anywhere from 5 to 7 times. And Meta and TikTok and other social platforms are usually going to be that 1 to 4. And then it comes to Google and email and SMS and other kind of more warm audience platforms to get to that last touch point. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like rating down below. If you disagree with anything that I've said in the video, drop a comment. I'm 100% down to discuss some of the theories and crafting behind this. And I know that my suggestions aren't a foolproof answer. I'm mature enough to understand that there's ways to run ad accounts that are different from the strategy that I use, and I'm very interested to hear them and see the data and performance behind them. But this is just what I've learned after running media buying ads for around 7 years, spending around $40 million. So enjoy the video again. Please leave a like. It helps with YouTube algorithm. And until next time, take care.